Hello folks, how are we doing? It is about 20 past 6, 2 days after we cut the barley. 20 past 6 in the morning, and I'm going to go and bale it. It'll bale a bit better this sort of time in the morning. I couldn't be bothered to get up any earlier, to be honest, but it shouldn't take too long to get through. But I am just going to go and stick the squeezer on, because like in that video, there is the odd bit where there's the rows of limit huge, so I just want the old squidger on just to knock it down, so we'll unfold the linkage. I'll just struggle with that side. Might be able to push it in, there we go. That wants hammer on it. Lift her up. Now this was one of the jobs I did mean to do, and as a lot of things, I just didn't get around to it. But there's still time. I want to give this a coat of paint before we get into week. Just tied it up a bit, like it was a bit of a wash for this, done it like, but yeah, we will get there. We will get there. But there's never enough time, is there? Like, I mean, I could have chucked some paint at it while I was doing other stuff, but at the time I just didn't think. But yeah, we'll get it tidied up. Right, so she's ready. So we've got to sort that out, I think, haven't we, lot? And I think we will get this beauty on the baler as well at some point. See how she performs with the baler. That's just a nice looking tractor, that is. That does look nice. Can't wait to put it to work. I really can't. Oh, here we go. So it shouldn't take long to get over this field, but there's, like I said in the previous vid with the first day of harvest, there's a dip in this field and then there's a dip in the other little field the other side, and it's a lot heavier in there, and it's different crop, so it will be a lot heavier. Right, let's see how the old girl works today. We'll get that warming up. Right, it's got to clear the bow count, like so. Maximum pressure. Throw it into 10th for a minute, and I'll just get the back gear right into 5th. There we go. We are a going straw, boys. Lovely morning as well today, lovely morning, and it's supposed to be not as hot as it has been. We've had, you know, up in the 30s, like 24 it's supposed to be today, so a bit more pleasant. Although sort of Sunday, it's Thursday today, Sunday straight Monday and Tuesday it's supposed to be a right old scorch up in the top of the 30s, so that's not going to be pleasant at all to work in. Now, since we were here with the combine, I have been out with the binder and cut that thatching straw. Look at that, all on the deck, and they have stooped some of it up. We'll see in a minute. I don't know how much you can see with the old sun facing the camera, but yeah, see they've stooped a bit of that up there, like that's a cool of the day job, that is. A fair bit of straw there is. A fair bit of straw. Ooh, we are there. Oh, we're wrapping. Tied it. Oh, we're going to have a look to see what sort of bow it's made. Knock that off. Everything's off in neutral. Oh, immediately you get out, you get that harvest smell. But look at that bloody itchy blooming barley dust already in the in the atmosphere. Oh yeah, that's a fairly nice barrel, that is. Yeah, we want as few of these as possible, so as heavy as possible. Yeah, no, happy with that. That's decent bow, that is, isn't it? Decent bow. Someone said on the other vid, the harvest vid. Sorry, it's early in the morning. My brain ain't working very well yet. I've got my flashes on still. The oats were itchier than barley. Now I'm not sure on that. It's been a while since I've had anything to do with oats, and I don't never remember them being as itchy as barley. Literally, you've just got to walk through some barley dust, or be in the vicinity of some barley dust, and you're itching, just like that all the blooming time. It is actually the stuff they use. You know when you go to the joke shop to get some itching powder, put down your mate's pants? Well, that's what it is. It's barley dust. Simple as. That's a nice looking rig, isn't she? I've just got to sort them blooming wheels out, get them looking right. But yeah, happy days. Right, we got all that to do and another little bit, so we better crack on. Right, so I'm back at the yard now. Done 32 bales, and after I sort of turned the camera off in the field, she started playing up. Wouldn't cut the net neatly. And we've been having a few problems with it. You know, the last few times we've been using it, not cutting the odd time. And then it got to the stage where it was missing every single time. You know, 4 or 5 on the trot, no matter what I did to try and do it. And it was just on this, as we're looking on the left hand side, it was leaving about 10 inches that it wasn't cutting. Now I've been looking and looking and looking. Now I've finally found, whether you'll see on camera, if I hold it exactly in the right spot. Now you see that bar in the hole there? Well, it's definitely bent, and that's the anvil which the knife strikes against. Now it's the other end, right at the other end, where you can see the bend, and then this end, especially down here, is really low compared to the other end. Other end to the roller looks like about 5 mil, where you got nearly an inch here. So that looks to be the problem, which is a right pain. I mean, how's the anvil gone and bent? I'm not sure, but you can see also there we've got a bit of shiny metal end of my finger there. That should be sort of, instead of there, it should be about there. So I think I've just been looking. I've got a sensor to remove the other side, sensor to remove there, move that plug, take the belt off, and this whole tying unit comes off in one. We've got two 17mm bolts either side, so I don't think it's going to be too hard to get out. And to be honest, I'd rather do it now than have sort of, you know, 100 acres of wheat in front of us. So I mean, that barley's not hurting on the deck at the minute. It's not going to rain, so yeah, that'll just sit there till we get this sorted. But that, I'm sure that is the problem. It's well off. I mean, how it's got like that, I'm not sure, but that seems to be my problem. So yeah, fun and games, fun and games. So the problem was, this bit of angle holds the anvil bar, which is over there, and this weld here, as you can see, doing nothing. So that dropped down, and hence the knife was missing the anvil this side. which is why we're having problems, Bill, isn't it?
Very much so.
So that's been weird. We'll whip that out the baler. Not too big a job, it's just blooming heavy. So just got to make sure that don't come unwelded again. Right, that's all welded in now. I ain't going to break out again now. Well, I hope not anyway. Right, so we're back down the field now, fingers crossed. Well, actually, no, I'm not fingers crossed because I am confident she's going to work well now. All the little things, like we turned the knife and we adjusted this, adjusted that, none of it seemed like that was going to fix the problem. And of course, you know, whatever we did with that, well, it was actually, you know, the mount for the anvil, because then that was just flapping around like an old, you know, an old cock. It was never going to work properly, and in fact this side, you can see, I can't think whether I showed it on the video or not, but it was actually missing altogether, missing the anvil altogether, so hence it wasn't cutting cleanly, and I was having the problems. So I am very quietly confident now that she'll be reliable. So we're back down the field. Everything's good, and yeah, she's gonna run a tree and cut a tree. So we can get this field done. Got these fields done anyway. Yeah, cause that's, what's it? It's 3:30 now. Well, 20 to 4 now. So I've got down the field. So that's been, you know, a good 4 or 5 hours. You know, getting that unit out and that. I mean, it's not a lot of spannering work, but it's an extremely heavy unit to get from the top of the baler, you know, onto a bench lot. You know, we did sort of manhandle it out like, but we used a digger. You know, the digger could just swing it in, use a digger just to put it back in, like, much easier, much easier. So yeah, fingers crossed. And whilst we got the anvil out, we turned it to the fresh side, so it's on the fresh side, and reset the knife. So and it was butting up a treat, it was like butting up a treat. So what I might have to do is just reset the reset the net brake so that it runs a bit better now. Well, it hasn't cut now. Could be oh, that's what. Yeah, it hasn't wrapped it very well, lot. I've got to re-bale this. Never mind, I do hope that it will work well soon. Love the old barley straw. Right, first bale was a fail. Let's hope this one's a bit better. Net's running better now. I've made a few adjustments, fingers crossed. Still not cutting. That is not good. I was expecting that to work a treat. Very odd. That's a baler for you. Oh, well, something is not quite right, because we're not even cutting the net, we're not even crimping it. So I'll release the knife. See, the knife is not going back fully, it should be tucking right on. It's not even close to getting to the anvil. Oh, hold on. Hold your horses. I think I've found it. Lock that back. Put the safety clip on, so I don't want to cut my finger off. It's catching that bolt. Now, I did wonder when we were putting them back on, I'm sure, because I was down the bottom, I was sure that they were further back when I did it, but we put them in there, and of course, we shouldn't have put them in there because the, the knife is catching it. Hold on, let me re-trip it. Yeah, it's definitely catching them bolts. Oh, well, that explains, at least that explains why it's not cutting. Yeah, human error. We put it back together wrong. Right, so I shall. I'm fairly convinced. No, I was convinced when we come up here, wasn't I? But I'm now fairly convinced we move them bolts into the correct position at the back to allow the knife to hit the anvil. We'll be away. Although that is, I've just come into the other field, the little field we finished off in the other night, and that's made a decent bale. I think it's just too hot and humid to bale that other field at the minute, because the second bale I did was it wasn't a decent bale at all. It wasn't compressing very nice. So whether I come back tonight, I probably, now I know that I'm sure that knife mechanism will work properly if we move them bolts back into the correct holes. And then I'll come early in the morning like I did this morning, and hopefully I'll get on better tomorrow. You know, when there's a bit of a dew about it, it'll go up the bale, it'll make a better bale, tighter bales. It'll be a good one. But anyway, back to the yard. Swap them bolts over. It'd be a farmer, eh? Right, so 25 minutes past 5 in the morning. Got them bolts moved last night. Haven't tested it because there weren't much point going back down the field to see if it would make some more dodgy bales. So yeah, up early this morning. Fingers crossed she works a treat. Fingers crossed. Right, it's a bit like deja vu, this, isn't it? And hopefully we will prevail this time. Right. Baler is run up. As long as it cuts all right today, that's what I was thinking of. Like I say again, it's early in the morning. My brain hasn't woken up. The straw should bale today as well. Well, this morning. It's that sort of straw that when it's really dry in the middle of the day, it just doesn't bale very nice. The rollers don't grip it. So you end up with the dodgy bales I tried baling yesterday afternoon. So hence why I'm here in the morning. A little bit of dew, nice and cool. It should bale nicely. Should do. We'll find out very soon, won't we? Very soon. But it's another lovely morning. I think it's another. It's another decent day, but another not too hot a day. I think it's about 24, 25 again today, I think. But we've got some real hot weather coming end of the weekend, start of next week. It is up in the high 30s, which is extremely hot for us. I know some of you lot Aussies and that, oh, that's fine, mate. That's just normal. I don't know what your problem is like. But that's really hot for us. Because we're not used to it, like, you know. So when it's that hot, you know, we die basically. So, right, we are on the gauge. We're on the gauge, getting up the gauge. Fingers crossed. Right, it's wrapping nicely as well. Got good grip on the bale. Yes! Hey! Fonzarella, that's worth a look at the bale, isn't it? Yeah, and have a look. Neutral handbrake. my brain don't really work this time of morning very well. Because I mean, obviously, like I say, we did test it last night. We adjusted them bolts so that the knife would work, and I was, you know, just, you know, hoping and praying that that was going to work, and of course, that has. Lovely. Cool, blimey, yeah, that's a decent bow. Better than I've got one over there. That one there is a crap bow, still a bit of net on it, like I've got to get off. And that was the other one. It just didn't wrap it, like, just the rollers weren't gripping the bow, like, so it couldn't make a decent bow. But yes, we are good. We are good, right. I should now be able to crack on and get this blooming straw bow. We can hope. So we are looking a lot better now. These two fields done. We've got the little 3-acre bit that we finished combining last to do, and I've just got to deal with this broken bow that was from yesterday. Like I say, it was just two. That was when we went to test it after doing having the anvil out and everything. But we put the bolts in the wrong spot. But that didn't make. That wasn't the result of. That's not why we had a dodgy bow. It was just too dry. Like it wouldn't grip in the chamber, so it just wouldn't make a decent bow. So we'll re-bow this, and yeah, then we've got the last 3 acres to bow. And yeah, what we're on? We're on 106. That's 104 because we've got 2 dodgy bales. And what were we? We were 32. So quick bit of maths is 68. What did I say? That was 68. 68 plus 6 is 74. 74 bales, no issues whatsoever. So absolutely brilliant. That's what you know. That's ideal. Like, that's ideal. Anyway, let's get this up the front of the baler and get done. Go and have some breakfast. So this is where it's handy to have a pusher on the front or a set of wheels. You get a broken bow, no matter whether it's a round one. Round ones ain't so bad, like, but square ones in particular, when you've got the wads, you do need to spread them about a bit to get them back up the baler. And it's far easier to use the tractor rather than the go and do it by hand. And I'm just saying, I thought I'd got all the net wrap out of that, obviously not. I've just got to go and grab that. This is the penultimate bale. It's run like clockwork, which is good. Gives me hope for the future. Bang, she's away. Another one out the arse. That is 119, and we've got this short bit left, so it's not going to be a full bale. We'll wrap this and take it back to the farm with us. And yeah, a couple of well, a frustrating day yesterday, very frustrating day, but well worth it, because obviously now, you know, fingers crossed, she's sound as a pound. Sound as a pound. Right, so let's wrap that. Away she goes. It's actually got gone down a little bit now, but it is on the grass, so it's going to be a fair bow. Bang! There she goes. We'll keep that in the back. Lift the old wheels up. I'm going to have my breakfast now. And a lot of you have been admiring my glasses. Well, they are Agrifac ones that I got free at Lama. But yeah, I think they're not very big. They're not made for my head anyway, but they do the job and they're free, so they're the best glasses in the world, aren't they? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that vid. I think it was quite a long one with all the fixing and all that sort of stuff, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and we'll see you on the next one. Ta-ta!